Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, yesterday we had an absolutely gorgeous day over in St. Kitts, and some people guessed that location right away. So enjoy your Sujano points. I don't know what you can spend them on, I don't know what they're good for, but just, I guess, enjoy them. We're not going to have any guesses today because I'm just sailing the high seas. And speaking about sailing the high seas, first thing on the docket here, we're talking about UnlockSwitch, the Switch flash cart that, well, they had a bit of a controversy between them and MigSwitch or MigFlash or whatever it's called now. And it turns out that UnlockSwitch is now pointing to MigSwitch or MigFlash. So the UnlockSwitch team have posted a relatively cryptic tweet with an interesting GIF or GIF. And then there's also a link to the UnlockSwitch website, which brings you to MigFlash. So a lot of people are wondering what exactly is going on. I mean, it was too cryptic. It should have just been pretty plain and simple, but it just seems that the UnlockSwitch thing is just completely dead now. Did the MigFlash team take them over? Was the UnlockSwitch a scam all along? We really don't know at this point. But what I do know is if someone had pre-ordered an UnlockSwitch, chances are that money is long gone. I really wish I had more details for you on this one, but I don't. And taking a look at some of the comments here, a lot of people are very upset with the situation, and I would say rightfully so. It's a very weird situation. I don't know if this was a marketing stint for the MigFlash or MigSwitch or whatever the whole time, or what exactly was going on here, but at the end of the day, this seems like the end of the line for the UnlockSwitch. And on a side note to all of this, and you can disagree with me if you want here, but I think this is also a very bad look for the MigFlash. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen moving forward with the MigFlash either, but overall this is just, it's a very highly questionable space. But moving on from that, and next up we're talking about Steam games on Android with Pluvia. And Pluvia has been pretty popular lately. I'm hoping the audio is doing okay here. It's really loud with everything, the wind, the waves, and everything. I'm hoping you're doing okay. Anyways, Pluvia has been, well, the Discord's been growing like crazy. A lot of people are getting attention on this one. And taking a look here, it just got a brand new release. So for those who may not be aware, Pluvia is built on Winlator. So at the time of filming, the latest update to Pluvia is version 1.3.0. And with this brand new update, there's a bunch of fixes and a whole bunch of brand new additions. And those waves are pretty loud. We're supposed to get something like 7-foot waves today. After I'm taking a look out there, they don't look 7 feet, but again, we're pretty high up, so they may very well be. Anyways here, with the new additions, under the preferences, they've added day, night, and auto theme. They've added a theme color palette, and they've also added which screen to launch on. Additionally here, they've added chatting with friends with message history, emoticon, and sticker support. They've added friend profiles with basic friend management, an option to view external web links in-app or externally with a browser of choice. Game app screen shows basic information and more library filer options, which are retained. This is a pretty big update for Pluvia. Next up here, we're talking about a brand new game launcher over on Windows that I find pretty neat. It's neat because it's written in Godot, and it's called Astroplay. Now there are two different tiers for this. There's a free tier and a paid tier. The paid tier is only $1. Now I know some people may scoff at having to pay $1 for a game launcher, but I mean at the same time here, I think the developer took the right approach. They developed this to raise funds for a brand new laptop, and what better way than to create something for the gaming community. Now for full transparency, I've not checked this one out yet because, well, first and foremost, I'm on Linux, and secondly here, I'm on a ship in the middle of the ocean without my laptop. I've been editing all of my videos with my Android device, and it's been a bit of a challenge. Anyways here, if you've tried out Astroplay, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. And speaking about front ends, next up we're talking about Launchbox. And if you're interested in Launchbox on Windows and Android just got brand new updates. Now on Windows, they say there are more features than a newborn baby. But I don't really know what this means because babies are kind of useless. You can disagree with me on that one, but when they're newborn, they can't really do a whole lot by themselves. So I don't know what they mean by that quote. Now I'm back inside. I'm hoping the audio is a little bit better out here. Let me know in the comments below if you didn't mind the noisy audio in the background. It was just, I thought it may have been too much for the microphone to handle. It's just a little DJI microphone here. But if it was good, I'll know that for the future, and maybe tomorrow I'll record entirely outside. Anyways here, I did just miss a whale, and I'm a little bit disappointed, really disappointed about that. That would have been really cool to have, I guess not a fluff, but one big flubber on camera. Anyways, here talking about Launchbox on Windows, and there are a number of updates and changes. So at the time of filming, the latest update here for Launchbox is version 1319, which is the first release of 2025. There's a whole bunch of fixes and a whole bunch of improvements. For example, they've improved the speed at which the game details view loads in Launchbox. On top of that, this one's pretty interesting. This update replaced Launchbox legacy XML-based local game database with a high-performance SQLite database. They say expect a noticeably faster startup time, lower memory usage, a solid foundation for even more performance games in upcoming releases. And performance gains in upcoming releases. And they've also upgraded to .NET 9.0 from .NET 6.0. And for Launchbox on Android, the latest update here is version 1.17, which again is the first release of 2025. And there's a whole bunch of fixes. They've addressed a bunch of problems, and on top of that, they've introduced some new stuff. For example, they introduced a new download game option for games imported from a network share, enabling users to download games independently of playing them. And they've also added the ability to delete the local version of a game while maintaining its availability over the network. And if you wanted to learn even more about either of those Launchbox updates, just feel free to check out their YouTube video, and like everything we talk about, link will be in the description below right at the bottom. They've got a YouTube video going over everything in a whole lot of detail. Next up here, we're talking about a brand new Nintendo Switch emulator for iOS. Now this one is called Melo NX or Melon X, or subscribe to Mr. Sujano, depending on how you wanted to pronounce it. Anyways, it is based on Ryujinx. And I would say in terms of overall performance, I wouldn't get my hopes up that it's going to be perfect just yet. It may be something you want to pay attention to, and they do have some videos showcasing it in action. Now over on their website, they say that this is the most advanced NX emulator for iOS, and that's a pretty bold claim, but I mean, at the same time, there's not really a whole lot of emulators on iOS for Switch. And they also say installing isn't as simple as sideloading, so I'm assuming it does require a jailbroken iPhone. I don't know a whole lot about this one just yet. I will be paying very close attention to it, but I guess let me know your thoughts about this one. Next up, we're talking about Retroid, and Retroid has just unveiled the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, and they've also teased another one. So this one will launch at some point in spring. I don't have a specific date yet. I don't even know details on the hardware, the internals of the thing, how much RAM it's got, what CPU it's using, or anything. The overall speculation right now from a bunch of people is that it's going to be the exact same as the Retroid Pocket 5, just in a different form factor. We're going to have to wait and see until we know more details about this one, but I am very curious to know what that teased handheld is in the background. Is it going to be small, something very small like the Mii U Mini? Is it going to be something to compete against, I don't know, the RG35XX or something like that? Who knows here, but it does look pretty interesting. And let me know your thoughts about the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, the form factor, and everything in the comments below. Moving on, and we're talking about Ubisoft, and I think this is going to generate a lot of negativity. It already seems to have online here. A lot of people have been meeting this with very negative reactions. But the Ubisoft CEO says the plan is to focus on open world and live service games year after year. I am not joking with you on that one. The company is focused on these two pillars going forward, and it seems as if they haven't learned anything about the past. I mean, in fairness, I'm okay with open world, but live service I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. And I am hoping that Ubisoft took some learnings from Take-Two, where it turns out that making good games is something they should consider doing in the future. I don't know how that's a crazy concept in today's day and age, but this is where we are. And on a quick side note to that, I said Take-Two and I meant to say Embracer. We talked about Embracer yesterday, and the CEO realizing he needed to make good games moving forward, and good games were successful. Go figure there. Anyways, we'll move on to the next segment. And last up here, we're talking about Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Oh, hello, Mrs. Sujano, who just got me a whiskey. Anyways, here we're talking, actually it's more of just the Like a Dragon series. Anyways, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii has a demo available on Steam right now. You can go on ahead and check out. It is worth pointing out though that it does have de novo. On top of that, Like a Dragon Ishin, or Ishin, I always mess that up. Anyways, Like a Dragon for PS3, the one that was exclusive to Japan, has been translated to English. I think it might have been translated before, but anyways, there's a brand new English patch available over on ModDB. Now they say this patch is compatible with the PlayStation 3 and also RPCS3. And if you haven't played Like a Dragon Ishin before, you may want to check it out now. I mean, it was a Japanese exclusive. I don't know if a lot of people have played it. And if you haven't, well, I have played this one. I have not played the English version of it, and I I think I do want to check out that English version. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff and no blubber either. I was really hoping to get that whale on camera. Anyways, we talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.